From Spring and Cannon Streets being repaved in downtown Charleston, to short-term rentals, to Heidi Todd being found in Alabama, I sit down one-on-one with Charleston Mayor John Tecklenburg for a special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Well, Mr. Mayor, it's so good to see you.
Quintin, it's always great to be with you, man.
I appreciate this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, as we sit here at Charleston City Hall, it's a big day around here in the city of Charleston. Right after the big dance, we're actually going to the big dance with the College of Charleston.
I was at the game last night.
Yes.
Were you there?
No.
It was so exciting. And of course, during most of the game, they weren't, they were trailing.
Right.
So it was really come behind and then go into overtime. It was really an exciting game. College of Charleston, go Cougars.
Exactly right. Yeah,
absolutely.
Man. Well, right.
So you were honored recently,
Go
right?
ahead. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Congratulations.
Thank
How
you.
was that?
It was great. A lot of people gave me flack for it, but okay. I'm doing a public service for the community, so I'm happy with that.
I know you are. So thank you for what you do and sharing information and the word around our community. It really is a service, Quintin. We appreciate it.
Anytime.
Yeah.
And speaking of sharing information, let me go down the street to Spring and Cannon Streets. Obviously, they're repaving those streets there for the next 6 days.
Yeah.
What letter grade would you give as far as that project right now?
I'd give it an A, although it certainly took longer than we thought it would. I mean, it started some time ago, but there were utility problems, particularly with Charleston Water Service. They ended up when we were middle way, almost completely through the underground part of the project. They popped up and said, "Oh, we need to replace everybody's water service connections under the street." And so you weren't going to pave the street and then let them tear it up again. And so because of that, particularly, it took longer than we thought. But I'm glad for it finally be getting done. It's going to be great.
Oh, I bet it is.
And the citizens up there are very happy with the two-way. It has done just what we thought it would do, which was calm traffic a little bit and make it feel more like a neighborhood. And when I've been in Cannonboro, Elliottboro, I get like unanimous thumbs up on the conversion.
Right.
Yeah, everybody's been very patient about getting the paving done. I've been impatient about it, but finally we're getting it done.
And let me go around the corner, because now obviously Spring and Cannon is going to be repaved.
Yeah.
Will Cummins Street ever go to a two-way in your mind?
Well, City Council actually approved that at the same time they approved Spring Cannon, I believe, before I became mayor.
Okay.
We haven't allocated any funds for that conversion to take place. And there's been a lot of concern from the College of Charleston about the conversion.
Okay.
They like it the way it is.
Okay.
And so I wanted to wait and see how Spring Cannon went before moving forward with any other conversion. So after we get it paved and it settles in a little longer, we'll come back to thinking about Cummins Street and part of St. Philip Street as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talk about frustration. Let me go to the Post Inquiry headline just recently. It says this: Little Rock police chief drops out of running for Charleston job.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear that headline, where does your mind go to?
Well, he was an excellent candidate, and we haven't made a decision yet on our next police chief. I think we'll be wrapping that up in the next few weeks, thinking about who our next great police chief is going to be for Charleston. But so I'm sorry that he dropped out of the race, but apparently he felt like he ought to do that, and so be it.
And you talk about search. Obviously, you're searching for a new fire chief.
Yeah.
What is that ideal fire chief in your mind?
Well, it's someone of integrity and competence and professionalism and good, communication and people skills all wrapped into one package.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
And let me go back to the streets. Obviously, there's a big talk around here about short-term rentals.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you in this discussion?
Well, I thought that the recommendations of the task force were very good. They might need a little tweaking. We got first reading at council of the task force recommendations. They spent a whole year studying this thing. It's a very complex issue. My number one goal is to protect our neighborhoods and our citizens. I do get it that, you know, there are property rights out there, and some citizens would like to have a little extra income to be able to maintain and keep their homes when affordability is a real issue in our city. So like many other complex issues, it's a matter of finding that balance that is as fair as you can be to folks, but also protecting our neighborhoods. So, you know, we have zoning laws about residential neighborhoods, you know. So you have to draw that line, try to draw a line as to where does it cross over from being a residence to being a business, you know. And if you're a business, then you ought to be zoned commercially, right? And so there's a balance bar there that we're trying to bridge, and I think the task force does that, so that's what we're looking for.
You talk about neighborhoods and being in protection of those particular neighborhoods. Let me take you to John Tecklenburg. It's been, what, a month after we found the Heidi Todd alive in Alabama?
Oh, wow.
Where are you still emotionally?
That was an emotional week, and ended on such a high note that we were able to find Heidi alive, which they tell me most stories like that don't end that way. Right. So it was really the grace and divine providence, grace of God, that I believe led us to find Heidi. It's an amazing story, and at the end of the day, I must say I was uplifted by that. The other notable thing to observe was how well all of our public safety and service organizations collaborated, from the City of Charleston's police and fire department to immediately North Charleston, Mount Pleasant, Charleston County, all coming together, pitching in, South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, SLED, and the FBI. I mean, it was seamless. Everyone came together, common goal, common purpose, find Heidi Todd, and it was an amazing cooperative effort, and I'm very proud of all of those service providers.
And speaking of coming together, obviously you have a new Charleston City Council.
Yeah.
When you think of them, what sticks out in your mind?
Well, a great group of new council members to work with our existing members in a collaborative way, and I feel very positive, very good. We're going to do great things together.
And when you go back to the election, did you, in your mind, make a mistake by endorsing those candidates?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I thought they were good choices.
Okay.
I never said anything negative about anyone. I just said positive things about folks that I thought would serve us well, and I'm not saying anybody else didn't serve us well. So I think it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me go to Sunday. Homeless to Hope benefit, trying to fight homelessness here in Charleston.
Yeah.
Why now for that?
Well, it's a continual, ongoing challenge in our community. You know, we started the fund to help former residents of Tent City to find homes and help get them situated. And now that was resolved, we wanted to continue to use the fund as a means to help anybody in our community who's experiencing homelessness, who needs a hand up. And so we needed to replenish the fund a little bit, and so we had the idea of having this concert. It ought to be terrific. Charleston, Singleton is playing, the Kiana Parlor, the Low Country Voices, they're just an amazing choir group. So the music's going to be good. We feel like we got a great program for a great cause, and it's going to be good evening. Sunday at 6:30 at the Gilliard. Tickets are still available.
Right.
Yeah.
And are you going to play the piano?
A little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
I got a couple of tunes in mind that I'm going to play. Yeah. But I'm not the primary talent.
Sure.
Much higher level of talent in Charlton and Kiana and Miss Rice and the Low Country Voices. It's going to be amazing.
Amazing indeed. So you've been in office since 2016. It's been 2 years now.
It's been over 2 years, yeah.
Do you have the energy to keep going for the next 8 years of your life?
Well, you kind of take them 4 years at a time. I certainly feel like I do. I love the job. It's a remarkable experience to be able to serve your community at this level, and I just feel blessed that I've had this opportunity, and yes, I'd like to continue for a little while.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Mayor John Tecklenburg, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Anytime.
Always.
Yes, sir.